Good morning, everybody. It's Kevin James Bond. I'm a real estate agent here in Colorado Springs, and today we're going to be talking about how Colorado Springs may face a recession as far as the housing market goes. The pandemic was its own mini recession, and so, but even through that, people have started businesses here in the Springs. So even in tough times, our community stays together. Um, and then after the feds decided to raise the mortgage interest rates by 0.5%, the stock market obviously felt the backlash of that. Homes for sale also saw a reduction in showings, a reduction in offers, and this is anecdotal experience, but it seemed that there was about half the amount of showings and offers that you would typically see as a seller. Still a great seller's market, but just quite a drop in interest from buyers. And so, because of that, I wonder if we're potentially headed toward a recession. And all a recession is when all of us as a people decide to just spend less money on things. And it's because we just feel unsafe. We feel unsafe with the economy, with putting our money out there. We'd rather just save it for a rainy day and an emergency. So there's a lot of uncertainty going on. The Russian-Ukraine war is putting a lot of uncertainty on things. 2+ years of COVID, a lot of 2+ years of huge value gains for Colorado Springs, and now the interest rates are starting to go up. There's a lot of things that threat are making COVID has gone down and uncertain, or it's less not sure what to do with their money. But I can't say the same thing about home values. They've actually gone up in the last 5 out of the last 6 recessions. So statistically, I would expect home values to continue to increase at some rate, even in a recession. So to come back to the feds raising the interest rate, what I understand is that they're planning to or considering another half point interest rate or rise in the rate in their June meeting, and then possibly again in July. So we could see, quite a jump in the interest rate by the end of the year, based off of 1/4 of the GDP being in the negative. So we're going down for 1/4 of GDP, and I don't really understand this too much. This is just the basics of what I know: is that it takes 2/4 of the GDP being down to qualify as being in a recession. So we're halfway there, I guess, and I don't know where we go from that. Other than that, we've got citywide fiber internet in Colorado Springs now. So in case you haven't heard, Colorado Springs is getting fiber internet for the whole city. It's going to be 6 years to build that, and they've already started construction on it. So there's 3 companies currently that are planning on providing the service to people once the infrastructure is in place. So CenturyLink and Comcast will have some competition now. Won't that be nice? New construction homes are getting more expensive, so we may see another like $9,000 to $12,000 in added expense for new construction homes. The reason for that is that because there's a new proposed House bill that would require new homes to have additional electrical components that would allow for adding things on later, like solar panels or your electric vehicles. So there's some controversy on whether or not that should be an additional expense, whether that needs to be an additional expense. How are houses expensive enough? So there's some pros and cons there. In other news, my office and I are having an Air Force graduation cookout. This is on May the 25th from 11 to 1:30-ish. So we're going to see it's called a flyover fest, but we're just celebrating the Air Force grads and it's going to be on the 25th at our office, 12265 Oracle Boulevard, Colorado Springs, Colorado 80921. There will be food, there will be a bounce house for the kids, there will be live music. Bring your own chairs and enjoy the show. Hope to see you there. And if you have any real estate plans for the rest of this year or next year, let me know. I'd love to start helping you game plan for your next move.